Imagine walking into a massive building that stretches for hundreds of meters, filled with the constant hum of machines, the warm smell of yeast, and the rhythmic clatter of conveyor belts. This is where millions of loaves of bread are produced every single day, ready to reach supermarkets, bakeries, and homes across the country. The scale is staggering, but behind this efficiency lies a meticulously organized process where every ingredient, machine, and worker plays a critical role. Before we dive in, make sure to like this video and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any amazing factory tours like this. The process begins far away from the factory floor, in the heart of wheat fields. Wheat is the primary ingredient in most breads, and its quality is crucial. Grain buyers carefully select wheat based on protein content, moisture level, and other factors that affect the texture and rise of bread. Once harvested, the wheat is transported to mills, where it is cleaned and ground into flour. Modern mills use a combination of steel rollers and sifters to separate the brawn and germ from the endosperm, producing fine white flour for standard bread and coarser flour for whole grain varieties. Once the flour arrives at the factory, it is stored in enormous silos, sometimes holding tens of thousands of kilograms each. Maintaining proper storage conditions is essential to prevent spoilage and contamination. From the silos, flour is delivered by pneumatic pipes to giant mixing machines where the real transformation begins. Here, flour is combined with other essential ingredients: water, yeast, sugar, salt, and sometimes fats or milk, depending on the recipe. Water is added with precision. Too little, and the dough will be dry and tough. Too much, and it will be sticky and unmanageable. Yeast, the living organism responsible for fermentation, is carefully measured to ensure consistent rising. Sugar provides food for the yeast, accelerating fermentation and contributing to the bread's flavor and color. Salt enhances flavor, regulates yeast activity, and strengthens gluten. In some varieties, fats such as butter or vegetable oil are included to create a softer crumb. The ingredients are then mixed in massive industrial mixers. These machines are far more powerful than the small mixers found in home kitchens, capable of kneading thousands of kilograms of dough at a time. Kneading is essential to develop gluten, the protein network that gives bread its structure and elasticity. The mixers work in carefully timed cycles, folding and stretching the dough until it reaches the perfect consistency. Sensors in the machines monitor temperature, humidity, and dough texture to ensure uniformity. After mixing, the dough is allowed to rest in bulk fermentation tanks. This stage, also called the first rise, allows yeast to produce carbon dioxide and alcohol, which gives bread its airy texture and distinctive flavor. In giant factories, these tanks can hold several tons of dough at once, and the environment is carefully controlled to maintain an optimal temperature of around 27-30 degrees Celsius, 80-86 degrees Fahrenheit. Some factories even use automated systems to gently fold or turn the dough during fermentation, ensuring even development and preventing overproofing. Once the dough has risen sufficiently, it is divided into individual portions. This process, called dividing, is done by machines that can weigh and cut hundreds of dough pieces per minute, ensuring each loaf is exactly the same size. Consistency is critical in mass production. Customers expect the same loaf every time. After dividing, the dough pieces are rounded by machines to form smooth, uniform shapes and then placed on trays or conveyors for the next stage. Shaping. Shaping machines give each loaf its final form. For standard sandwich bread, this means forming long rectangular loaves that will fit perfectly into packaging. Other types of bread, such as baguettes, rolls, or artisanal-style loaves, require specialized machines or manual finishing by skilled bakers. After shaping, the dough enters the proofing stage. Proofing, or the second rise, is essential to achieve the bread's final volume and texture. In a factory, this is done in enormous climate-controlled chambers that resemble long tunnels. Here, temperature, humidity, and airflow are meticulously regulated. The dough gradually rises, expanding as yeast produces gas, and the gluten network stretches. This stage also develops flavor, giving bread its characteristic aroma and lightness. Depending on the recipe, proofing can take anywhere from 30 minutes to several hours. Next comes baking, the most dramatic stage in the transformation from dough to bread. Modern bakeries use high-capacity industrial ovens, some hundreds of meters long, with multiple baking zones. These ovens can be steam-injected to create a crisp crust and even heat distribution. Conveyor belts carry the dough through the ovens at precise speeds, ensuring each loaf is baked perfectly. Temperatures often exceed 220 degrees Celsius, 430 degrees Fahrenheit, causing the dough to rise further, brown, and develop its distinctive aroma. The Maillard reaction, a chemical reaction between amino acids and sugars, is responsible for the golden crust and rich flavor. After baking, loaves move quickly to cooling lines. Rapid cooling is essential to prevent condensation, which could make bread soggy and promote mold growth. Cooling conveyors often circulate air around the loaves, ensuring even cooling. Some factories also use automated slicing machines at this stage, which cut the bread into perfect slices without crushing or deforming it. This step is particularly important for pre-sliced sandwich bread, which is the most common product in large-scale production. Packaging is the final stage before distribution. Automated machines wrap loaves in plastic bags, often with branding, expiry dates, and nutritional information printed on them. In some factories, packaging also includes vacuum sealing or modified atmosphere packaging to extend shelf life. Each packaged loaf is then placed into cartons or crates for shipment. Robotics and conveyor systems streamline this process, handling tens of thousands of loaves per hour with minimal human intervention. Distribution logistics are equally impressive. From the factory, bread is loaded onto refrigerated trucks or vans that maintain the product's freshness. Routes are carefully planned to ensure the bread reaches stores while still soft and fresh. Some large bakeries operate multiple distribution centers to cover vast regions efficiently. Others partner with third-party logistics companies to handle nationwide delivery. The scale of operations is immense. A single factory can produce millions of loaves weekly, feeding entire cities or regions. Quality control runs continuously throughout this process. Every batch is monitored for consistency, moisture content, crumb structure, and flavor. Automated sensors and cameras can detect imperfections, while human inspectors occasionally sample bread for taste, texture, and aroma. Factories must also adhere to strict hygiene and safety standards to prevent contamination, including regular cleaning of equipment, monitoring for pests, and employee training in food safety protocols. Despite the industrial scale, some bakeries still incorporate artisanal techniques. For example, some factories use long fermentation processes to develop flavor, mimicking traditional methods while maintaining efficiency. Others add seeds, nuts, or specialty flours to diversify their products. Even in a mechanized environment, there is room for creativity and innovation. Sustainability has become a significant focus in large-scale bread production. Modern factories invest in energy-efficient ovens, water recycling systems, and waste reduction programs. Surplus bread may be donated to food banks or converted into animal feed or biofuel. Some companies are experimenting with alternative grains and ingredients to reduce environmental impact while still delivering consistent, high-quality bread. Finally, it is worth noting the human element behind these operations. While machines perform the heavy lifting, skilled bakers, engineers, and quality control staff are essential to the factory's success. They design recipes, maintain machinery, troubleshoot problems, and ensure that every loaf meets exacting standards. The seamless integration of technology and human expertise is what allows millions of loaves to be made daily without compromise in quality or safety. So, the next time you unwrap a loaf of bread, remember it represents not just flour and water, but a carefully orchestrated symphony of science, technology, and human skill. If you enjoyed this peek inside the massive bread factory, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more amazing factory tours and behind-the-scenes stories.